Hanul sits alone under a large tree on a quiet hill, burying his face in his knees. He finally understands the cruel truth of his new school. He was naive. The boy on crutches wasn't a friend. He was a bread shuttle, a victim forced to run errands for bullies. To escape his own torture, the victim tricked Hanul into taking his place. Now, Hanul hides in the shadows, ashamed and afraid. A shadow falls over Hanul, blocking the sun. He looks up to see Sung-ha standing there. She smiles down at him kindly. "Why the gloomy face?" she asks. She sits on the grass next to him and makes a serious offer. "If someone is bothering you, tell me. I'll take care of them." Hanul sighs and tells her to leave him alone, but she refuses. "You always help me without asking," she says. "Don't you remember the Han River?" Sung-ha takes him back to a memory from second grade. In the flashback, a young Sung-ha falls into the river, and Hanul dives in to save her. But there is a twist. "I wasn't falling by accident," she reveals softly. "I was trying to commit suicide." She laughs sadly at the memory. "But you jumped in to save me even though you couldn't swim. You started screaming, 'Save me!' and I had to save you instead of dying." The scene returns to the present. They lie back on the grass, looking up at the sky. Sung-ha explains that her father was an abusive drunk and she had reached her limit that day. But Hanul's clumsy attempt to be a hero changed everything. She turns to him with a curious look. "Do you remember what you said to me the moment we dragged ourselves out of the water?" Back on the sunny hill, the serious mood breaks. Hanul and Sung-ha burst out laughing. It turns out the deep river was actually shallow and filled with dirty water. Sung-ha wipes tears of laughter from her eyes. She tells Hanul that seeing him jump in to save her, even though he couldn't swim, gave her a reason to live. "I used to hate boys," she admits softly, "but that day, you made me trust them again." The scene cuts back to the terrifying reality of Class 1-2. Hanul stands before the bullies, trembling, holding the bag of bread. "I'm sorry," he stammers. "The store didn't have the specific kind you wanted." Dae-chun, the boss, sits on a desk like a king. He smiles cruelly and points at Tae-shik, the boy on crutches. "You didn't do anything wrong," Dae-chun says. "It's his fault for not teaching you the rules." Dae-chun grabs Hanul, but doesn't hit him. Instead, he turns to Tae-shik. "We have to set an example," the bully says. He gives Tae-shik a terrifying choice. "Beat him up, or you go back to being my victim." Tae-shik freezes. He is terrified of becoming the target again. With a scream of desperation, he chooses to save himself. He swings his fist and punches Hanul hard in the face. The gang laughs as Tae-shik beats Hanul to protect himself. Hanul takes the hits, confused and betrayed. The scene fades to a dark bedroom. Hanul is curled up under his blankets, bruised and depressed. On his nightstand, his phone buzzes relentlessly. It is Sung-ha texting, "Where are you? Are you okay?" But Hanul turns away, too ashamed to answer. The bullies aren't just hurting him anymore. They are threatening to hunt down and assault his little sister. "Let's play together forever," the text reads. Hanul realizes he isn't weak. He is trapped. The bullies have blocked every road. Feeling he has no other choice, he decides to end it all. He stands on the edge of the school roof, the wind whipping past him. The city lights blur far below. "There is no other path," he whispers to himself. He leans forward, ready to let gravity take him. Suddenly, a hand reaches out from the darkness and clamps tight onto his shoulder. Hanul is yanked back onto the hard concrete. Terrified, he immediately curls into a ball covering his head. "I'm sorry, I'll get the money, please," he begs, shaking uncontrollably. He thinks the bullies have found him. But when he looks up, he doesn't see a monster. He sees Sung-ha standing over him with a cold, unreadable expression. "Since when were you like this?" she asks quietly. The shame of being seen this broken is too much for Hanul. He snaps, "Yes, I'm a loser, so just leave me alone already." He pushes her away, trying to protect her by making her hate him. Hanul wipes his face and turns his back to her. "Don't follow me," he threatens coldly, walking toward the dark stairs. "If you do, I'll kill you." He tries to run away from his shame. But Sung-ha doesn't let him leave quietly. She stands at the top of the stairs and screams after him, "Yeah, go ahead and run, you coward." Hanul tries to eat his lunch in peace, hoping to remain invisible. Suddenly, whack! A spoon hits the back of his head. Before he can react, a bully grabs his hair and slams his face directly into his food tray. Slam! The bully laughs maniacally. "Oops, sorry, there was a fly on your head," he lies. Then, without mercy, he smashes Hanul's face into the mess a second time. Dae-chun, the gang leader, watches with a twisted grin. "What a beautiful scene of friendship," he mocks. He raises his hand high, ready to deliver a crushing blow to the trembling Hanul. But the attack never lands. Grab! A hand shoots out from the side and catches Dae-chun's wrist in midair, stopping the attack instantly. It is Sung-ha. She glares at the bullies, her voice shaking with anger. "Do you feel tough picking on the weak?" she demands. But Dae-chun isn't intimidated. A dark, predatory smile spreads across his face. While she holds his wrist, he slides his free hand around her waist, touching her inappropriately. Sung-ha jumps back in disgust, screaming, "What the hell?" Dae-chun just lips his lips, clearly enjoying her fear. Despite the shock, Sung-ha tries to stand her ground. She points a finger at them, refusing to back down. "You guys look weak to me," she warns loudly. "If you touch him again, I'm calling the police." The brown-haired bully snaps. Furious at Sung-ha's threat, he screams, "You psycho! Let's see who dies first!" He raises his hand high, ready to smash her face. Sung-ha flinches, bracing for the impact. But the hit never comes. "Calm down," Dae-chun says smoothly, his voice terrifyingly calm. "You can't do that to friends, right?" The bully freezes in midair, confused by his boss's sudden kindness. Just then, the school bell rings. Ding dong. The tension breaks instantly. Dae-chun smiles, a wide, creepy expression that doesn't reach his eyes. "School is over," he announces cheerfully. He turns and walks out of the classroom, leaving Hanul and Sung-ha standing in the silence. In the hallway, the confused underling asks, "Why did you let her go?" Dae-chun stops walking. His face darkens, looking almost demonic in the shadows. "I'm not interested in that anymore," he growls, his eyes glowing with madness. "I'm suddenly hungry for something much more exciting."